We would like to welcome the Korean American Youth Choir of New York to get us started. Wow, the Korean American Youth Choir of New York. They were amazing. Can we give them another hand, please? Absolutely, absolutely. How is everyone doing tonight? Yes, welcome to the inaugural public meeting of the Asian American and Pacific Islander Commission. My name is Jay Frazier. My pronouns are he, they, and she, and I'm part of the executive support team at the Department of State for this commission. I'm thrilled to be here joining you all tonight and to be joined by my co-moderators for this evening.
Hi, good evening. 你好，我的名字是刚直直, and that's about as much Chinese as I'm going to try tonight. But I use she, her pronouns. My name is Angelica Kang. I use she, her pronouns. And I am the Chief Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Accessibility Officer at the New York State Office of Children and Family Services. I'm also a second-generation Chinese American, so I'm so honored to be here tonight. Thank you to the Department of State for inviting me to co-moderate this important evening. This is really special to me. My parents first arrived in 1977 and 1978, and they started out not far from here in Jackson Heights. And my grandmother was the secretary for the United Nations, and my father came here for graduate school at Pratt Institute. We ended up moving to New Jersey, which is why I'm the kind of ABC who doesn't speak Chinese, but their New York start always called to me, which is why I'm now a proud AAPI New Yorker who serves in state government. I'll turn it over to my other co-moderator.
Namaste, my name is Ben Thapa. I am a deaf Nepali American. I was born in Kathmandu, Nepal, and we moved here when I was about 2. Fast forward a few years, I am now working with Governor Kathy Hochul in the Executive Chamber as part of the New York State Chief Disability Office. My family has always kept the Nepali American culture strong, and it's been a blessing over and over again. I'm very proud to be here, and we are honored to be your host for this evening. Thank you for joining us at this inaugural public meeting and listening session of the New York Asian American and Pacific Islander Commission. One of the exciting things about this AAPI community is the array of rich and complex cultures within this term that we use, AAPI. We intend to make this inclusive of many traditions and cultures and heritage that are connected to everyone here and far. Part of the charge of this commission is to help make visible all of the beautiful complexities of these communities and to uplift the voices that shape these communities. This is important that you are here with us today. And to kick off this program,
good evening, friends. Welcome. Welcome to Queens College. It is such a thrill to be the host site for this important convening of a commission that will do great work, that represents the diversity of this city and this borough, this nation of ours, and that also represents the power of coalitions and bridgework. I'll be very brief because I know you have business to attend to. I knew that Governor Hochul cared about Asian Americans when 3.5 years ago, we were still in the throes of the pandemic, yet in downtown Flushing, just 2.5 miles from where we are, she attended a rally against the hate crimes that were another virus that afflicted Asian Americans in particular. And she spoke so eloquently that morning, and she pledged that she and the government would do more, and she has followed through. So I know we'll be seeing a short video in a moment, but a big round of applause for the governor of this great state of ours, Kathy Hochul. This is an especially fitting place for the event. The world's borough, as Queens is so often called, Flushing, home to so many immigrants, for whom this nation beckoned, as it did to my parents, with freedom and opportunity. And Queens College is privileged to be a civic institution here. We are one of the few to be federally recognized as not only an Asian American serving institution of higher education, but also Hispanic serving, showing the breadth of our inclusion, with more than 1/3 of our students claiming Asian origin, if you can believe that. Well, now they took the mic away. That's all right. I'm trained as a lawyer, so. I'll also say that we are home to the Asian American Asian Research Institute for the entire CUNY system. And thanks to the generosity of the state of New York, that institute is becoming the leading public policy think tank on the entire Eastern Seaboard, looking at the unique needs and concerns of Asian Americans. And finally, our new art school, thanks to an endowment provided by Thomas Chen, Crystal Windows, has one of the leading programs supporting contemporary Asian art. So we are invested in Asian American to have the honor of serving as president of Queens College. Again, I welcome you to this beautiful campus. I hope you will return again and again and know that this is your home. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, President Wu. I'm glad they brought the microphone back because I am not a trained lawyer and I do not have that type of vocal projection. But we are so excited to have greetings brought to us from Governor Kathy Hochul via video message. So please take a look at the screen.
Hello and welcome to the first ever meeting of the New York Asian American and Pacific Islander Commission. We established this commission because your voices are essential to our state's future and because we're always looking to gain a deeper understanding of one another. It's fundamental to who we are as New Yorkers. Asian American culture is tightly enmeshed in the fabric of our great state. From the festive traditions we share within our communities, to the small business owners who enrich our neighborhoods, to the innovators who shape our future. This commission will bring your perspectives directly to the heart of government. It's about ensuring your priorities shape our policies, and your wisdom guides our decisions. It's part of my administration's continued commitment to the AAPI community. We made Diwali and Lunar New Year school holidays in New York City last year, so families can celebrate together during these special times. We've invested $35 million to protect Asian American New Yorkers from hate crimes and made hate crimes bail eligible once again. And we sent $30 million to local AAPI organizations to serve their communities. Now, I know many of you are concerned about the incoming administration in Washington and what that might mean for your communities. I want to reassure you, New York has faced challenges before, and we have always emerged stronger. Nothing will stop us from continuing to build a state where everyone feels safe, valued, heard, and loved. Thank you again for everything you do. And once again, please share your insights with this commission because they matter. Have a great meeting.
Good evening. Distinguished members of the Commission, community leaders, and also elected officials. My name is Sean Ma. I serve as the Director of Asian American Affairs in the Governor's Office. It's both my honor and privilege to join you this evening at the inaugural meeting of the New York Asian American and Pacific Islander Commission. This moment marks an important milestone in our collective efforts to ensure that all AAPI New Yorkers not only have a seat at the table, but also thrive with the support and resources they deserve. The establishment of this commission is a testament to the governor's dedication to inclusivity and progress. When Governor Hochul signed Chapter 43 of Laws of 2024 to establish this commission, she reaffirmed that the voices and needs of the AAPI community are integral to the fabric of our state. In partnership with our communities, we have already achieved so much. Governor Hochul has prioritized small business growth, committing nearly $100 million through the State Small Business Credit Initiative to help AAPI entrepreneurs access capital and expand their operations. Our AAPI students are essential to New York's future. And the governor has made a $10 million investment in literacy practices, followed by $2 million for the creation and implementation of micro-credentials at SUNY and CUNY, and $350,000 each for SUNY's AA-NHPI Leadership Institute and CUNY's Asian American Research Institute for the very first time. With a historical $1 billion investment in the state's mental health initiative, we have expanded school-based mental health clinics. The alarming rise in anti-Asian hate crimes is unacceptable to Governor Kathy Hochul, and that's why we launched the Hate and Bias Prevention Unit and 10 regional councils to address specific community concerns. As the governor mentioned earlier, we allocated $16 million over the past 2 years to support Asian American community organizations that provide critical resources to fight hate and promote well-being, and another $35 million to enhance security for organizations at high risk of hate crimes and vandalism. She created the Office of Language Access, which has become a national model, expanding language access policies now to cover 12 languages. Thanks to this governor, Lunar New Year and Diwali are now public school holidays. These celebrations are more than days on the calendar. These are reminders of the strength and resilience of our families, our communities, and our shared humanity. And just 2 days ago, for the first time in history, 2 Asian American judges, Associate Justice Lillian Wen and Philip Hom, both appointed by Governor Kathy Hochul to the Supreme Court of the State of New York, had a historic sitting. In a 4-person judicial panel, for the first time in history, 2 AAPI justices were sitting together. The list of AAPI-related accomplishments goes on, and I can't spend my entire evening sharing every milestone. But this is just the beginning. Governor Hochul has always said, New York is strongest when we stand united. We will work together to identify solutions, break barriers, and drive meaningful change. We will ensure that AAPI communities supported in facing today's challenges and empowered to thrive in the years ahead. To the commission members and leaders here today, I urge you to continue raising the bar for what is possible. Share your expertise, experience, and vision. Your insights are invaluable in crafting policies that uplift not only the AAPI community, but all New Yorkers. Thank you for your passion, your partnership, and your tireless efforts to make New York the best it can be. Because of your remarkable work, young Asian Americans now can dream big, and the sky is the limit. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sean, for those inspiring remarks. And now I would like to please welcome to the stage New York State Senator Jeremy Cooney.
The sun will come out tomorrow, but it feels like it came out today. We've been waiting for this moment. All of us in this room have been working so hard for this historic opportunity to give voice to the fastest growing ethnic minority group in New York State, Asian Americans. I'm New York State Senator Jeremy Cooney, and despite my adopted Irish name, I'm very proud to have been raised in an orphanage in Calcutta, India, but also raised here in New York State. And I was very proud to be elected as the first Asian American to serve in state office outside of the greater New York City region. Thank you. And I'm pleased to have sponsored this legislation with another historic champion for our AAPI community. That's Assemblywoman Jennifer Rajkumar, the first South Asian woman to be elected to the New York State Legislature. But it's not about our history, it's about our collective history, and the history that will be made through the work of this very important commission. All of us in the state legislature, both the Senate and the Assembly, work very closely with our Governor, Kathy Hochul, to make sure that we are coming up with those priorities and policies to meet the moment for our Asian American community. I also want to recognize and thank my partner and colleague, Assemblywoman Grace Lee, who is here, who leads our Asian American Pacific Islander work in the Assembly and the Senate. And we work collaboratively to make sure that what we're doing in Albany is not isolated, but rather reflective of the needs of our communities across New York City, out on Long Island, and the Hudson Valley, and in upstate cities like Buffalo and Rochester, Syracuse, and Albany. Because as we have seen, the Asian American voice is growing, but it needs to be heard. And so my message tonight is very simple to our new commission members. This is not a title to put on a document or a resume. We need you. We need your voice. We need your work. The work that you are going to do as our commission, the recommendations that you are going to bring forth, are going to directly inform the policies and resources and budgets of the state legislature and the office of the governor. And that responsibility should weigh on you. It weighs on all of us because we have to be ready, we have to meet this moment, and we have to let our communities know that we are listening, that we care, and that there are great challenges and opportunities for New Yorkers coming to this country from all parts of our world. I'm so grateful to have been part of this historic moment, and I'm so hopeful for the work to come. Thanks so much.
Thank you. And now let's welcome to the stage Assemblywoman Jennifer Rajkumar.
Congratulations to all of the Asian American leaders here today. This day is about all of your hard work and achievements. This day is about the limitless potential of our Asian children. Like my own parents, everyone here left everything they knew in their home country and immigrated to America, stepping off the plane onto American soil with just a few dollars in your pocket and the American dream in your heart. And now, here you all are at the table of power, so give yourselves a round of applause. We have arrived. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Jennifer Rajkumar, and we made history when I became the first Indian American woman ever elected to New York State office. But when I first ran for this seat, people said to me, "Hey, Rajkumari, you're a nice girl, but you got no shot." But we won. And we won by the largest margin of any challenger in the state, because nothing can stop a determined Indian woman. Am I right? Right? Nita Basin, am I right? Nita Basin is a new commissioner, so congratulations to you. Stand up, please, so everyone can see. She single-handedly made Diwali a global phenomenon. So now I have one request of all of you, and that is send all of your children to me so that I can also make them powerful. Because if my path can make their path easier, then I will have left a legacy. Shirley Chisholm famously said, if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. I have had to bring a folding chair with me everywhere I've gone in my career. And I humbly bought my folding chair to the table so I could have a seat in Albany. And I introduced the bill creating this OPI commission alongside the great visionary Senator Jeremy Cooney, so that we could all have a seat at the table of power as one Asian community. And today we inaugurate the new OPI Commission here in my home borough of Queens. I would like to thank Governor Kathy Hochul for her partnership and for believing in and seeing our Asian community and for signing this bill into law. And as the first woman governor of New York State, she knows what it's like to bring her folding chair to the table and to make her own place. And that is part of the reason that she understands us. Last year, the governor and I made another historic milestone achievement when we made Diwali a school holiday in the city of New York. Finally. And I was proud to lead and win that fight for Diwali with the governor's support. And we worked together also with the incredible Assemblywoman Grace Lee to make Lunar New Year a statewide school holiday. And I want to thank Assemblywoman Grace Lee for leading so many of our Asian initiatives. Please stand up and take your recognition. For anyone who doesn't know, this is great Assemblywoman Grace Lee. In all of these initiatives, I'd like to thank the governor and her team for their unwavering support and commitment. Just in 1921, the United States Supreme Court ruled that Indians could not be US citizens. In the late 1800s, the US Congress passed the Chinese Exclusion Act, saying that Chinese individuals could not be citizens of this country. And now look at us. We are thriving in all fields. We have come a long way. And this is just the beginning. As Asians, we bring excellence wherever we go. Every single year, an Indian kid wins the spelling bee. Why is that? The reason is because we are excellent. Excellence is who we are, and excellence is what we do. And we are here to bring excellence to government. And that is what me and my Asian colleagues in the Assembly and Senate are doing, and that is what all of these incredible commission members are going to do, bring excellence to our state government. So congratulations to all of the new commission members. Let's all keep making the impossible possible. We are blessed to be citizens of the greatest country on earth. We will achieve greatness and give it back to America, the country that we all love. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And finally, let us give a warm welcome to the chair of the AAPI Commission, Chair Gaurav Vasisht.
Well, thank you, everyone. My family came to the United States in 1985. And one of the most amazing memories of growing up in New York, all throughout the late 80s and early 90s, was actually watching Nita Bhasin on television, on ITV. My parents were hooked to ITV and the talk shows. And that's what they did all the time. And if my mom was alive today, she would get such a kick out of the fact that I'm on a commission with Nita Bhasin. So it's amazing. It's amazing to be here, amazing to be on this commission and to chair this commission. I want to first thank President Wu and Queens College for hosting us this evening. I had a very passing interaction with President Wu when I told him that I've read his scholarship. If you get an opportunity to read his books, his academic papers, please definitely do so. It's enlightening and illuminating. And a quick story about Queens College. My sister got her undergraduate degree from Queens College. And I remember as a kid coming to Queens College while she was attending class, finding an empty classroom to read there while she went to class, and then literally every single time getting kicked out by security because I was illegally in a room that I shouldn't have been in. But no longer, I will not get kicked out tonight. I want to thank and acknowledge Senator Cooney and Assemblymember Jennifer Rajkumar, and thank them for their important work on this legislation and beyond. The API communities in New York are approximately 2 million strong, with diverse cultures, traditions, and languages. But what lies behind that diversity, and indeed what binds all of us together, is a lived experience of sacrifice, perseverance, and aspiration. Every one of us has an inspirational story about our own family members. I often think about my mom, but we think about their sacrifices for their children, their perseverance in the face of adversity and injustice, and their struggle to survive and indeed succeed despite the odds. But unfortunately, too often, their stories aren't told, and our voices are left unheard and muted. But as we enter this more uncertain time, perhaps a precarious time for our communities, it's now more important than ever before to tell those stories, to inspire each other, and to try to leave behind a more level playing field. That's why I am so proud of Governor Hochul's leadership and foresight in forming this commission, and humbled by her trust in undertaking this important work. The commission, composed of 13 diverse, distinguished individuals, will develop policy recommendations for the governor and legislative leaders, coordinate programs, implement public education campaigns, and raise awareness. Our shared goal is to enhance the economic, social, and educational well-being, as well as to address the health needs of AAPI communities across New York State. Along the way, we'll be supported by the Department of State, and I want to thank Secretary of State Walter Mosley for this indispensable support. I encourage all of you to actively participate in the public forums, which will be held statewide, and submit comments and ideas to stay informed on the Commission's work in progress. This is only the beginning. Together with your insights, collaboration, and passion, we can forge a path forward toward meaningful change and impactful solutions for our communities. Thank you for being here tonight and for your commitment to this important work. I look forward to working with each of you and all of you in the months and years to come. Thank you so much. And now, if I may, I'd like to welcome the commission members up to the stage to be sworn in by a notary from the Department of State. Thank you.
Good evening, Chair, and all the members of the Commission. Please join me by first raising your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm that I, please state your name, will support the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Commission Member of the New York Asian American Pacific Islander Commission accordingly to the best of my ability. Thank you. Thank you, and you may be seated.
Okay, everyone. Congratulations to all commission members. At this time, could each of you briefly introduce yourselves?
I'm the first one. Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Law, Dr. Tim Law. I am a retiree New York City Department of Education and a founder of Chinese American Social Service Center, a non-profit organization located in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. The first mission is the fight against hate crime. Unfortunately, in our community, some youngsters are still calling us Kung Fu virus, Chinese virus. You don't belong here. You have to go back to China. Myself, I work very close with school principals and parents that teach our youngsters they must respect other ethnic groups' culture, heritage, because every ethnic group, they make a contribution to this country. You cannot just running around, look down the other people, call them the Chinese virus, Kung Fu virus. That's not right. The second mission, we invite all ethnic groups to join our meeting every single month. No matter you come from Vietnam, Thailand, the other countries, we come together, have a meeting, talk about your issues. Let's solve the issue. Neither safety, because our community and not a youngster attack us. We must work together, solve this issue together. The third mission, we work very, very closely with the seniors and youngsters. Bring the senior and youngster together. Let them understand each other. Bridge the generation gap, okay? Because most seniors, they live alone, isolated. They cannot do anything, even though they have doctor appointment. They cannot go over there. Our youngster take them to the doctor office and buy them lunch, dinner. So that's why break the generation gap. So finally, I want to say that God can help our newly immigrants get mainstream in the American society. They don't need to isolate themselves. Thank you very much.
Good evening to you all. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, committee members. I'm honored, proud, and glad that I am part of this commission. And all those who participated from the Asian continent, more than half of the world's population we represent. So we all have a very hard and a strong responsibility. We'll hear anything, everything that you have to say. My name is Maf Misbah Uddin. By profession, I'm an actuary. I'm the president of a municipal union in the city of New York, last 25 years. I'm the treasurer of 62 unions. The umbrella is called District Council 37, last 21 years. I founded the Alliance of South Asian American Labor in 2008, where I brought all South Asian into a fold, demanding what we need, what we don't have. Exactly thanking the governor and the senator and assemblywoman you heard from. What they have created today, they have given the same opportunity that we have been looking last 40 years since I arrived. Together, we must do our part. We will hear you. We will recommend that to the governor and those legislators, those who will listen to us, will try to implement. That way we help each other. Let us come together, unify. It is our time. Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Peter Tu from FCPA, Flushing Chinese Business Association. I have not too many things to say. I just want to tell every one of you, we are Asian American, but we are American. That's why February 1st, in my 29th Lunar New Year's parade, our solution for next year is, I tell all my colleagues, say, love this country, love America more than any Americans, to let them see our value. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kyung Yoon, and I am the president and CEO of the Korean American Community Foundation. We are dedicated to advancing philanthropy in our own immigrant community and to benefit our AAPI communities. We believe that it is not right that we have so much funding gaps among the community-based organizations that are the closest, most proximate, and most impactful, we believe, in addressing the needs of less than English proficient and low-income, struggling immigrants in our own communities. Those are often the important work that is often invisible and not heard by philanthropy. And increasingly, we're so proud to see that we are getting more funding from the state, from federal government, but we also need to promote our strength as givers in our own communities. So that is the work of KACF, and we are in our 22nd year. We have many learnings from the partnerships that we have done with many of you who are in this room, but I'm so excited to be a part of this commission, and as my colleagues have said, I am so ready to hear from all of you and to be able to be a partner, and that we can drive some greater change to strengthen our community and uplift each other together. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Andrew Santa Ana, and I am the Deputy Director of Research and Policy at the Asian American Federation, where we proudly represent the collective voice of over 70 member nonprofit organizations serving 1.5 million Asian New Yorkers. I come to the commission as an attorney, professor, advocate, son of Filipino immigrants, descendant of farmers, a lifelong New Yorker by way of Staten Island, the product of New York City public education, of SUNY Binghamton, and the CUNY School of Law when it was at Queens College. Yeah. I come to this commission with a history of over 2 decades of organizing and activism in the anti-violence movement, with over 15 years of experience representing survivors of gender-based violence. I come to this commission with an open heart, ears, and mind, ready to listen to the textured stories of our communities. Indeed, I have seen how New York has been in a place of extraordinary American and immigrant dreams, not all of which have come true. New York has been a site of extraordinary success, but also struggle and deep pain. I am ready to hear your stories, voices, and calls for a more nuanced New York, a prouder New York, a more inclusive New York. And as said before, our community is rising, and I'm hopeful to match that visibility and those voices with action. And it is an honor to be a part of this commission and to witness the rising of our communities. Thank you.
So I'm going to stay seated because I'm nervous and I don't want to drop my paper. But aloha ahiai kako o Ambrosia kamakananohea salibio kawi ko inoa no anahula kauai o manokalanipo mai o noho au I lower Hudson Valley. O vau he kanaka o iwi a me Filipino. No Kauai a me honoa'o pi'ilani ko'u ohana. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Ambrosia Kawi. I'm from Anohula, Kauai, and I currently live in the lower Hudson Valley. I am Kanaka o iwi, Native Hawaiian, and Filipino, specifically Ilocano Visayan. My family is from the islands of Kauai and Maui in Hawaii, as well as the Philippines. So I currently work as the Director of Grants and Contracts at CACF, the Coalition for Asian American Children and Families. I'm going to keep my intro here as brief as possible in the hopes of being able to connect with folks individually over the next coming months and years. However, I do want to express my gratitude to be here today. It is an immense honor for me to be able to introduce myself to you in Olelo, Hawaii, as part of the New York State Inaugural AAPI Commission. The kuleana, the responsibility of this commission to our shared AAPI community is not lost on me. The work it took from those in this room and everyone that came before us is absolutely not lost on me. I look forward to continuing that work together. Imo kako, let's go.
Good evening. I am likewise delighted to be on this inaugural AAPI Commission, and I thank all of you for making the time this blustery New York City evening to join us, and we're eager to hear your comments. My name is Marjorie Hsu. I spent my career in telecom and tech. I'm a Verizon retiree and former chief technology officer at Singtel in Singapore. When I came back, pivoted to work with startups as chief revenue officer, and then currently advising and sitting on boards. My AAPI credentials, aside from my technology career, are I'm currently the chair of the Westchester County Asian American Advisory Board. We spent about 1.5 years doing a community needs assessment in Westchester to understand the unmet needs of the underserved community in Westchester, AAPI, and it was very insightful, and so love to gather data and hoping to do the same at the state level. And prior, I had been the board chair of the Asian American Federation for 10 years, before Andrew got there. And so we're going to be all ears and excited to hear from our community. Thank you.
Namaskar, Adab, Sat Sri Akal, and good evening. My name is Nita Bhasin. My introduction has been done by Assemblywoman Jennifer Rajkumar and our Commissioner, Vasisht. I don't want to say more about that. Thank you, Governor Hochul, for this commission, for approving this commission. Senator Cooney, Assemblywoman Lee, distinguished guests, AIP Commissioner Vasisht, commission members, Department of State, and the community leaders. Thank you, Assemblywoman Jennifer Rajkumar, who I call my rock star, my Shakti, for your trust and confidence in me. I'm grateful to you for recommending my name to serve the AIP community at the state level. America is a country of immigrants. We all are here sitting in this room are immigrants. I came with my parents in 1977, 47 years ago, right here in Flushing, and graduated from Queens College. And I have seen the change in the society and community over the years. To have a peaceful society where everyone values and respects the cultural differences of diverse societies, it is essential to educate others from a grassroots level, which means educating children from an early age. If we teach them to value and respect a diverse society, this educational process will allow them to respect children of different cultures and traditions in school. To make New York a better and safer city, our Governor Hochul, my rock star, Assemblywoman Jennifer Rajkumar, and New York City Mayor Eric Adams played a vital role by making Diwali and Lunar New Year official New York City school holidays. I share a story with you. We have been celebrating Diwali in Times Square since 2013. Our objective has been to spread a message of Diwali, that's love, peace, harmony and unity, inclusion of diversity. But this year's Diwali was very special for us, all of us, because New York City schools were closed for Diwali, which greatly impacted society. I witnessed children and their parents were very curious to know more about Diwali festival. That allowed students and parents to learn how beautiful our values, art, traditions, and cultures are. This is the beginning. We all know that much more work needs to be done to create a better society where everyone lives peacefully and respects each other's cultures. For that, I will work hard alongside my commission members to address the needs of our AIP community. Before I leave, I want to thank a few people who came here to support me. Queensboro Supreme Court Judge Karen Gopi, Supreme Court Judge Lynn, Nitin Garg and his family. Today is their parents' 50th anniversary, but they came here to support me. Thank you, Nitin and Nitika. I would like to thank Tiffany. I would like to thank Tiffany Smith, Atul Kumaria, and my children, Amit Sumit and their families, and my husband Harish, and Sean Ma, Director, Asian American Affairs, for your support. Thank you for the last minute support. Sibu Nair, Deputy Director of Asian American Affairs, for your guidance. And last but not least, my Shakti, Jennifer Rajkumar. Thank you. Dhanyavad. Shukriya.
Hi, my name is Faustina Palmentier, and I'm from Buffalo, New York. Currently, thank you. Yeah, I'm the first person elected, and I'm from Buffalo. And then also we have Taisho from Upper New York, Upper State. And I still don't know like a lot of things to say, but I want to thank people that have supported me and elected me here, because I'm a person that will do the work behind the scene, and I will make it the things that I'm like a person that is doing actions, not just words. So I want to see actions. Currently, I am the executive director of Buffalo, New York, Korean Society of Buffalo, and our mission is to support and give self-sufficiency training to immigrant and refugees from Burma. But we are helping our other community members, and our workforce development has other, refugees population from Afghan and other Congo and other Asia, part of Asia. So we serve a lot of things that is a nonprofit that we do, and we have case management, like the doctor, I forgot your name, but he said, yeah, he mentioned like he did a lot of things. We are also here very newly arrived Americans, so we do a lot of things to help newly arrived refugees and immigrants from other places, mainly from Burma. And what we do is we help them with all the DSS form and Medicaid and all these things that we are helping. As I came here in 2007, and I struggle with, even though I spoke and know and had a degree from the Philippines and from Burma, I still have to navigate the system so hard. And I wanted to be a teacher, but then it didn't happen. So But I became a social worker. So God has a plan for me. So that's how, I learn, and then I want to give back to the people who are voiceless and empower them and have them participate in all that we do as, advocate for all humanities and help them each other and help support each other along the way. Again, I'm humbled and honored to serve my community and other people. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jeffrey Gu, and I'm a co-founder and the policy director at an organization called Make Us Visible. What we do is we work to empower local communities, so parents, students, teachers, neighbors, to advocate for the inclusion of Asian American history in our K-12 schools. We're pretty new as far as organizations go. We've only been around for about 4 years. We were founded in January 2021, but we've had a lot of impact in that time. We've helped pass 7 laws across 5 states providing for that requirement, including in New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Florida, and Delaware, and hopefully soon, New York. Outside of Make Us Visible, I'm also on the board of directors for a local community college over in Manhattan called Gutman Community College, right around Bryant Park. I also serve on the advisory board of an organization called Friends of the National Asian Pacific American Museum, which is working to place a national APA museum on the Mall in Washington, D.C., so all of us are represented when we go down to our nation's capital. I am a proud graduate of NYU, undergrad, back in 2022. And so what that means is that I'm honored to be one of the younger folks on our commission. And I just wanted to pledge to bring the voice of Gen Z to this work and everything that we do. Lastly, I'm sure all of my fellow commission members would agree that it takes an entire community and the trust that that community puts in us to bring us here. And so with that in mind, I'd be remiss not to give thanks to my mom and dad who are here today, to my best friend, Eddie Tui, who came out from Connecticut, to my mentor, Chloe Sun, to my co-founder, Kate Lee, and to all of Make Us Visible's volunteers and all my friends who are here today. Thank you, and I'm excited to get to work.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Joyce Wu. I'm a graduate of the public school system and a graduate of Brooklyn Technical High School, who came from Queens, and a graduate of St. John's and NYU. Thank you, Governor Hochul, chairs, the governor's office, elected officials, esteemed guests, Chloe Sun, my mentor, Thomas Chen, and members of the NYGOP Asian American Caucus for giving the AAPI community a voice. To all of you in our community, as a member of the commission, we are listening. My background is in healthcare, but I am also the director of Leadership Institute of the Asian American Caucus of the NYGOP, helping the next generation of young leaders passionate in public policy connect with leaders in corporate, private, public, and nonprofit organizations, and helping small businesses and corporations promote workforce development and job training for all our communities so that the American dream is well within reach for all New Yorkers. Thank you for your time. And again, we are listening to everyone in this room.
How can I top everybody? So thank you very much. I would like to start off my speech is a quote that I use all the time. In Vietnamese is say like this, ăn trái nhớ kẻ trồng cây. Meaning when you eat a fruit, don't forget who planted the tree. And I just want to start and say thank you, New York, for giving us this opportunity, and thank you to our first female governor, Hochul. Give her a hand. And talking about first, Governor Hochul has created the first Asian village in the greater New York State Fair. And then in 2023, a few months later, she also created Lunar New Year as a statewide holiday. We talked about first, right? And then after that, she signed it, the Diwali, a holiday to celebrate in New York City. You talk another first. I'm hoping that in the next couple of years that Diwali is going to celebrate throughout the state of New York. And lastly, 4, Governor Hochul created this task force, the first one in 248 years. You're talking about folks. This is what we're talking about. Keep Governor Hochul ahead on that one. And also, I'd like to say thank you to the executive chamber, team members, and also AAPI elected official, working so hard to create this team and point out what breaking bamboo ceiling is all about. Right, at AAPI, we're talking about breaking through the glass ceiling. We are breaking through the bamboo ceiling. As a 10-year-old boat boy, went to refugee camp, come to America, and gets adopted by an American family, teaching me the values of love, passion, and kindness, and fighting for the community that left behind. And importantly, for our children, my children, your children, everyone's children, that teach them it's okay for us to sound different. It's okay for us to look different. It's okay for us to dress different. We just have to work together throughout the whole state of New York, and I am very lucky and I'm very honored to serve with these 12, 13 members here. And let's make New York a good place to work, a safe place to live, and call New York home. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your stories and showing us your commitment.
I would like to thank my brother. I forgot, he's my strength. I have to, he's my strength. I can't be here without him from my childhood. Gajendra, will you please stand up? Please. Thank you.
I also wanted to thank Sibur Nier. I have it in my note, but I have so much stuff to say and I forgot. He always have our back for Buffalo. Thank you.
We're good? All right. Thank you for sharing your stories and showing us your commitment to doing this work together. There will be strength and joy in what you do, and you'll make us all proud and your families proud. Although my father still thinks I should have been a doctor. Over to Angelica.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you again. What an incredible group of folks. And this is what I needed to see growing up. And I'm so glad that my daughter can see this. And I mention that because we have not yet acknowledged the folks who've joined us on the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. We feel you here, and we are so glad that you took the time to tune in. So now we are going to actually begin our listening session. So during this portion, individuals who are pre-registered will have the opportunity to share their 3-minute oral comments. We also encourage everyone to scan the QR code on any of the cards you may have grabbed in the lobby to submit written comments for review by the Commission in the coming months. You can also attend future public meetings to provide your input. We value your voice, and your feedback will also help shape the Commission's policy recommendations. A quick note, today's meeting offers live simultaneous interpretation in Chinese, Korean, and Hindi as requested during the RSVP process. This incredible effort to ensure language access underscores the state's commitment to inclusion. As we continue, we ask everyone to speak slowly, clearly, and avoid side conversations to allow interpreters sufficient time to translate. I'm saying that to myself too, because I know I speak super fast. If you need to grab a headset, you can still grab those out in the lobby. And one more reminder before we proceed, I want to clarify that this commission is tasked with conducting research to inform policy recommendations. The commission does not enact policy, they are advisory in nature. Commission members are not state employees and do not represent the decisions of the Hochul administration. They are here to listen and present thoughtful recommendations based on your input. So now let's begin the listening session. Our first speaker is Felicia Singh, Director of Policy and Government Relations from the Coalition for Asian American Children and Families.
So glad I get to set the tone for public comment today. Good evening. I am Felicia Singh. Director of Policy and Government Relations at the Coalition for Asian American Children and Families, otherwise known as CACF. CACF is the nation's only Pan-Asian children and families advocacy organization. Every day, we work with our member organizations, youth and parent leaders, community allies to push for systemic changes and vital resources to support New Yorkers that struggle the most. Congratulations to commission members, particularly CACF's own Ambrosia Cowie. CACF is excited and hopeful that the commission will continue to uplift the needs of our AAPI community. As the commission sets their course for the year, I am here to uplift a few key priorities that CACF and our coalition of over 90 AAPI member organizations would like the commission to prioritize. In 2016 and 2021, CACF led the passing of historic AA-NHPI data disaggregation law in the city and the state. The law would require city and state agencies to disaggregate data of our Asian ethnic groups and Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander ethnic groups and publish such data. CACF has been monitoring implementation of both laws, and many city and state agencies have yet to comply to this law. That means that city and state agencies do not have an accurate capture of our communities in order to best fund and resource us. CACF calls on the commission to support advocacy of the implementation of this law as a prime focus. CACF co-leads with Asian American Federation the AAPI Equity Budget Coalition, a coalition of over 130 AAPI organizations serving communities across the state. In 2024, we restored funding of $30 million that went across the state. Thank you. Community organizations provide critical social and health programs, services, as well as safety and well-being to our communities. It is critical to continue this funding. As we will see cuts to federal support in the state. CACF calls the commission to advocate for $54.35 million in funding for the AAPI community through the AAPI equity budget. Lastly, CACF envisions equitable, inclusive, and engaging school systems that truly serve the public and meet the needs of each individual student. In particular, inclusive curriculum is of great importance as our education systems are at risk at the federal level. The impact of inclusive curriculum is one way to address hate bias bullying while combating ignorance. CACF urges the commission to prioritize education equity, in particular, AA-NHPI curriculum led by the REACH Coalition in schools. We look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we welcome Hussein Yataberry, Executive Director of the Muslim Community Network.
Good evening, everyone. Oh. So, Felicia is my mentor. We used to be the same height at one point in time, but then I just kept growing. Good evening, everyone. My name is Hussein Yataberry, and I'm honored to be here before all of you as Executive Director of Muslim Community Network. Before I get started, I would like for you to give another round of applause to all these lovely people on stage. At MCN, we proudly serve all Muslims, embracing the diversity of our community, with many of our constituents identifying as part of the AAPI community. As we face a new administration that has made many incendiary remarks about deportation, particularly targeting communities of color, including undocumented Latin, African, and Chinese immigrants, and proposing to reinstate a Muslim travel ban, the stakes for our communities is ever higher. These policies threaten the very safety and dignity of AAPI and Muslim communities across New York and beyond. To meet these urgent challenges, I want to reiterate what Felicia said. It is imperative that the proposed $54.35 million for the AAPI Equity Budget Coalition be fully funded in the upcoming legislative year. This funding supports community-based organizations that are the lifelines for millions of individuals, providing essential services such as healthcare, housing, education, and legal aid. Other policy protections that's going to really protect immigrant communities is funding the CARE campaign that ensures access to immigration legal services for undocumented families and protect them from unjust deportations. Also, passing acts like the Access to Representation Act, the BUILD Act, and New York for All Act will stop local institutions from collaborating with ICE, protect sensitive information, and ensure that state resources are not misused for federal enforcement. We must fully fund the AAPI equity budget, the CARE campaign, and pass critical protections for our communities, and ensure none of these communities face these threats alone. Together, we can ensure that AAPI Muslim and immigrant communities are safe, supported, and empowered to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Rich Baum, President and CEO of the Educational Alliance.
Thank you, members of the Commission, for the opportunity to provide comments today. My name is Rich Baum, President and CEO of Educational Alliance, a Jewish settlement house with community centers located in and around the Lower East Side and Chinatown in Manhattan. Educational Alliance is a proud and grateful member of the AAPI Equity Budget Coalition and a member of its steering committee. As you know, this past year, the Equity Budget Coalition successfully secured $30 million in state budget for programming specific to the AAPI community needs statewide, and this year is seeking $54.35 million. Today, I'm here because I would like to emphasize the importance of this funding and the need for continued resources to community-based organizations that fill a critical service gap and support AAPI communities across New York State. As one of the earliest settlement houses in New York City, Educational Alliance's programs are open and available to all community members. And given our proximity to Manhattan's Chinatown, we serve a large and growing AAPI population. Our organizational scale and multifunctional space uniquely allows us to offer programs and services that our surrounding AAPI community needs, including outstanding early childhood programs, a large-scale state-of-the-art kitchen to prepare thousands of meals for older adults, robust arts programming, and an expert team of multilingual social workers. We know the AAPI community we serve faces systematic barriers: food insecurity, lack of affordable housing, limited access to mental health care and social services. Our programs work to decrease these gaps and improve the outcomes for the AAPI community members across their lifespans. Equity budget funds go directly to programming for AAPI individuals through daily meals, case management, benefit assistance, all of which are linguistically and culturally responsive to the AAPI population. We actively engage our community in the co-design of programs and partner and support numerous AAPI community engagement organizations. Educational Alliance has proudly served as a resource to the Lower East Side and Chinatown for 130 years. As we head into 2025, organizations that serve immigrant populations, such as ours, face numerous uncertainties. Funds we receive through the New York State AAPI equity budget help us continue to provide enhanced services to the AAPI community, services that are needed now more than ever. In sum, the AAPI community has significant needs. It is, of course, important that the AAPI community advocates for itself. However, it is also important that this be a priority for all service providers and all New Yorkers. We at Education Alliance are proud to stand with the AAPI community and advocate together for these services. Thank you for the opportunity to provide comments today. Thank you.
The next speaker, we're not sure if you're here because we don't know if you checked in or not. Yes? Oh, you did. Great. Okay, so our next speaker is Thomas Joy, Vice President of the Suffolk County Police Asian Jade Society. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Thomas Joy. I'm a veteran, I'm a police officer, and a proud Long Islander. Congratulations to the Commission, especially our Chairman Gaurav and my dear friend Ty. You have a lot of work ahead of you, and I'm sure you'll get to it. The last 6 years has been monumental for the AAPI community in New York State. With the election of John Liu and New York State Senator Kevin Thomas from Long Island, we have been on this monumental path, blazing our way through New York State. But there's one person in particular that has been connecting Asian Americans all across New York State. Today, I have friends from Albany, from Rochester, from Buffalo, in the city, in Westchester, and that is through the efforts of one man in the governor's office, that is Mr. Sibu Nair. Led by Sean May. Sibu Nair, can you please stand up? Thank you for the great work that you do. We all appreciate you. There are two things I would like to bring to your attention for the commission. There is a program called the federal, it's a federal program administered through the states. It is for houses of worship and nonprofits. It is to fortify the houses of worship and nonprofits against hate crimes and terrorist attacks. This federal program administered through the states, we had to apply for these grants. But the Muslim, Hindu, and other minority communities are unable to apply for these grants because it's too complicated. Now, I have to bring this up to your attention because if the state is administering it, please make a mechanism that's easy enough for the AAPI community to make use of these grants so we can better protect our houses of worship and our nonprofits. That's one. Two, CACF, it's a great organization, love it, and it's in charge of administering the $30 million that has come from New York State for the AAPI commission, to the AAPI population. Now, Long Island has the second largest AAPI population in New York State, but we are seeing very few of these dollars coming to Long Island and our communities. My organization, which is at the forefront, the Suffolk County Police Asian Jade Society, it is in the forefront of hate crimes, fighting hate crime and bringing resources to the community, but we have twice been denied these grants. So we need a better process, a more transparent process, a more equitable process for these monies to be distributed. So if you can look into that, that'll be great. And I know there are many other issues, and it says please stop, so I'm going to stop. Thank you, and have a good day.
Thank you. Next, we have Christine Dye, co-director of Make Us Visible, the New York chapter.
Hi, I'm Christine Dye. I'm one of the co-directors of Make Us Visible New York. I am a former New York City school teacher and a parent of 2 elementary-age school children in Queens. We believe that learning about Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander history will help to reduce the amount of anti-Asian hate and bullying. As such, we have been working across the state to share our free educational resources so that more teachers, parents, and students can read and learn about AANHPI heroes who have contributed to the U.S. in various ways. We have worked with the Museum of Chinese in America and the New York Historical Society to deliver free professional development workshops for teachers to learn more about AANHPI history and how to incorporate it in the classroom. The teachers who have attended have overwhelmingly found our presentations to be informative, eye-opening, and loved our useful resources. We compiled a comprehensive list of AANHPI books that schools and libraries can use to expand the representation shown in their collections. We have created accessible and free lesson plans that teachers can easily open and use directly in their classrooms. And our interns have even written their own children's books about AANHPI heroes and created lesson materials to accompany them. New York City's Department of Education has also created a Hidden Voices curriculum specifically focused on AANHPI history, and it's available for free on their website. So AANHPI history resources are out there. It can be taught, and it should be taught in our schools because it is American history. And so today I just want to urge the Commission to support an AANHPI history requirement in K-12 education. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. Next, we have Helen Singson, the co-director of Make Us Visible New York.
Good evening.
Commissioners, congratulations. I appreciate the opportunity to provide a public comment today. My name is Helen Suh-Singson, one of the co-directors of Make Us Visible New York. I am a lifelong New Yorker and parent of 2 elementary-age school children on Long Island. I brought something to share with you all today. Over the past several months, we have spearheaded an organizational sign-on letter urging the state legislature to adopt a K-12 Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander history requirement. We are excited to share that more than 130 AA and HPI serving organizations, including some that are here with us today, representing a diverse cross-section of ethnicities, religions, missions, and ideological beliefs across New York State, have signed on in agreement. Our coalition of organizations agree that requiring the teaching of AA and HPI history is a necessary step in bolstering the mental health and sense of belonging of AA and HPI students. For all New Yorkers, it would foster a stronger sense of community and shared history, help to combat bullying and hate, as well as underlining the struggles and values that connect all of us as Americans. We strongly urge the Commission to support a requirement of AA and HPI history to be taught and integrated within K-12 schools. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, we have Jessica Chen, Artistic Director and Choreographer of the J. Chen Project.
Thank you all for being here at this historic first meeting. I'm here today because I deeply believe in the power of our stories. Last year, I brought to life AAPI Heroes, a dance production with my company J. Chen Project. It was a celebration of Asian American history and achievement. At the heart of our show is a young explorer, Kai, whose name means the sea in Native Hawaiian. We follow Kai on an incredible journey across time and space, meeting Asian American icons who changed our nation forever. Through dance and music, we bring these stories to life. The triumphs, the innovations, and yes, the resilience of Asian Americans who helped build America. Let me tell you about a few of these heroes. There's Bruce Lee, who didn't just break into Hollywood, he transformed American culture. There's Patsy Mink, whose fight for Title IX opened doors for generations of women. And there's Kalpana Chawla, who literally reached for the stars as the first Indian American in space. What I've seen in our audiences has moved me deeply. When we share these stories, are real, authentic stories. People don't just sit and watch, they lean in, they connect, they remember. In our performances, Asian American families see themselves celebrated on stage, while all Americans find pieces of their own story in ours. For over a year now, our show has been touching lives, but we want to do more. We're reaching out to the Department of Education because we believe these performances belong in New York schools during AANHPI Heritage Month. This goes hand in hand with Make Us Visible's crucial work bringing Asian American history into our classrooms. Because here's the truth. Asian American history isn't just our history. It is American history. Every young person deserves to see their heritage celebrated, their history honored, and their future possibilities lit up bright. As you begin this vital work as a commission, I invite you to think about how the arts, how storytelling can build bridges between communities across our state. When we celebrate our stories together, we're not just looking back, we're lighting the way forward for the next generation. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm ready to support this commission's work in any way I can.
Thank you. Next, we have Jihye Fisher, Executive Director of the Korean American Family Service Center. Do we? Or do we not? No? We try. Oh, say the name one more time. Okay, Jihye Fisher, Executive Director of the Korean American Family Service Center. I don't see. No? Okay, so we will move on, but if Jihye comes back, certainly the time is yours. Next, we have Navdeep Bains, Associate Director of Advocacy and Policy of the Asian American Federation.
Good evening and Sat Sri Akal. Thank you to the AAPI Commission for the opportunity to provide public comment today. And shout out to my colleague Andrew Santa Ana, who's also sitting on the commission. I'm excited for all of the great work you're going to do. My name is Navdeep Bains. I'm the Associate Director of Advocacy and Policy at the Asian American Federation, where we proudly represent the collective voice of more than 70 member nonprofit organizations that serve 1.5 million New Yorkers. As we head into 2025, our community has made it clear that AAPI New Yorkers, like all New Yorkers, want to contribute to the success and vibrance of our state while ensuring that our basic needs are met. The AAPI community wants to feel safe in our neighborhoods. We want access to mental health care and economic opportunities. We want to make our voices heard as well through increased civic engagement and representation. As the Commission embarks on the tough work ahead, please keep in mind some important priorities where you can use your influence. One of them includes budget advocacy and ensuring that our communities are adequately funded. At AAF, we believe that budgets are a statement of values, and the New York State budget sends a signal about what and who is considered important. There are over 2 million AAPI New Yorkers, and we're continuing to grow, especially upstate and in Long Island, but we remain a small percentage of the New York State budget. I want to lift up the AAPI Equity Budget Coalition that AAF proudly co-sponsors with CACF, which unites over 130 AAPI leading and serving organizations across the state. Last year, the EBC secured $30 million, and while we're incredibly grateful for that win, it's still a small fraction of the entire New York State budget, just 0.01%. For the upcoming year, we're advocating for $54.35 million for the EBC to support the community. AAF is also advocating for other initiatives to prioritize dedicated funding for our community and its distinct needs. One of them includes supporting small businesses. We know that small business owners are the backbone of our country, and for many of us, including my own parents, opening a small business can provide an economic opportunity that otherwise wouldn't exist for limited English speakers. New York's Asian small businesses continue navigating language and process accessibility issues when dealing with state agencies. AAF's small business team is regularly contacted by small business owners requesting support with these needs. We're hoping that the state can help advocate for the necessary technical assistance that needs to be provided to the AIP community so that they can get the language assistance they need in dealing with state agencies, and our small business owners can have the outreach that they need to understand regulatory changes, receive administrative assistance in accessing government programs, and have capacity building. AF is also incredibly passionate about mental health for our community. When New Yorkers of color seek mental health treatment, there are rarely experts who speak our languages or understand our cultures. Access to mental health care has never been more critical, and AAF is advocating for increased funding towards mental needs of our community through a Communities of Color Mental Health Initiative, which is $10 million to help increase the pipeline of people in our community to serve our local community with our mental health needs and the languages and cultures that we need support in. Thank you.
Thank you. And finally, we have Michelle Garcia, Director and Founder of Thriving Asians.
Hello, my name is Michelle Garcia, Filipino American from Long Island, New York. and I'm the founder and director of Thriving Asians, an organization dedicated to uplifting the mental health, leadership, and holistic success of Asian Americans. Mental health challenges have long been a silent struggle for many members of our community, especially now with the lasting effects of anti-AA and HPI hate since the pandemic. So many of us struggle for fear of our safety, experience isolation, loneliness, bullying, othering, and mental health challenges. While our community is underrepresented in mental health research, here is what we know. Our youth are struggling. Asian American adolescents have the lowest self-esteem scores despite having the highest academic achievement scores. 80% of youth have experienced bullying, and our high schoolers think and attempt suicide at higher rates compared to white students. Our girls and our women are struggling, with Asian American young women and senior women having the highest suicide rates among their age groups. And suicide is an urgent crisis, with Asian Americans as the only racial group to die by suicide as a leading cause of death. Yet, these issues go largely unaddressed due to cultural stigma, with us being the least likely racial group to seek mental health support. In effort to address these issues, we urge for support on the following causes: a state proclamation recognizing May 10th as National AA and HPI Mental Health Day, efforts which have been led by NAPIMA. The submitted state proclamation would include New York State as a pioneer in AA and HPI mental health advocacy, joining 7 other states that have already done so. New York State can send a strong message about the importance of acknowledging the unique mental health experiences and needs of our community. And the day can spur change by urging health agencies to ensure culturally and linguistically appropriate care for Asian Americans, and can spark new initiatives in the form of services, advocacy, education, and community partnerships across the state. We also urge for a statewide mandate for Asian American history education to be taught in all K-12 schools, efforts which have been led by Make Us Visible New York. Teaching Asian American history elevates our community narratives of struggle and resilience, and representation can yield an increase in cross-cultural understanding, empathy, and mutual respect towards AA and HPIs, thus reducing anti-Asian bullying in schools. For Asian youth themselves, this visibility can promote feelings of cultural pride, identity affirmation, and social belonging, all of which are protective factors supporting student self-esteem and mental health resiliency. Additionally, we urge for support on funding for community-based mental health education, as AA and HPIs are most receptive to receiving mental health support when encouraged and taught by their fellow community members. Higher education and workforce development opportunities for AA and HPI youth and young professionals to increase our leadership in this field. Professional development trainings on AA and HPI community issues for healthcare providers and educators, and community-based research on mental health experiences of AA and HPIs across New York State, especially beyond New York City. So thank you to the Commission for consideration of these issues and proposed solutions. We hope that as these efforts continue to grow, you keep in mind mental health as a means for all AA and HPI New Yorkers to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you so much to everyone who shared their thoughts and recommendations today. This closes the listening session. Your voices are essential to our mission, and I would even say that just this alone makes me feel a lot less alone in my everyday work and advocacy. So thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone, for submitting this important testimony. And now, before we go on to our final remarks and closing of the program, I just want to take a moment to really acknowledge and also welcome up the elected officials that we still have here in the room. If I could invite up, please, as well, some of the team here at the Department of State and others from the Executive Chamber to come take a photo with the commission members to just really remark and hold this moment before we continue on with the program. I know Commissioner Lily Fan, I know we saw you in the audience as well. If you could please come and join us. Thank you so much for being here. Jim Leary, come on up. Nicole Jean, please. Just one moment for a quick photo before we close our program. You can enter from that side of the stage. Excellent. Thank you so much. Let's give a hand to our commissioners, the officials, and welcoming Sibu Nair, Deputy Director for Asian American Affairs, to deliver our closing remarks.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you all have enjoyed the commission launch so far. Isn't it incredible that we accomplished something really important and truly monumental for the first time in New York State's history? My name is Sibu Nair. I serve as the Deputy Director of Asian Affairs in the Governor's Office, along with Sean Ma, who just spoke on the stage earlier. I want to take a moment to express our deep appreciation from the Office of Asian Affairs to each and every one of you for being here and witnessing this remarkable event. A special thank goes to our colleagues in Department of State. Of course, our Secretary Mosley, Jim Leary, he's here somewhere. Michelle Rosales, Justin Cartwright, Nicole Kirsten. She has been so helpful to us with this commission. Christopher Malone, same thing. Gia Fraser, who is one of our MCs. Haley, Alexa, Sian, for their excellent work in executing this commission today. We also extend our gratitude to the talented performers for their beautiful cultural program. We had a Korean musical team, and we have another one coming on the stage soon. We also are grateful and thankful to the Queens College team for their invaluable support in ensuring the smooth operation of today's event. And thank you all for your continued support, for being a part of this historic moment. Sean Ma and I, along with the AIPA Commission and DOS, look forward to working together across the state for the next 5 years for this commission. Have a great night. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Sibu. And before we move on, commissioners, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to invite you to exit the stage and return to your seats for the wonderful performance that we have coming up to close us out. Let's give them a round of applause. Wonderful. And now, to close our program on a high note, we have one more performance led by Artistic Director Bindaya Sabernath, the Director of the Mayura School for the Arts. A quick word on Mayura. Mayura's vision is to instill in students a love for Indian classical dance and to provide guidance and encouragement that supports the development of a true dancer's grace, perfection, and perseverance. Sounds exciting. So please join me in welcoming Mayura School of the Arts to the stage.
Good evening, everybody. Myself, Bindya Sabernath. I am basically a classical dancer, Indian classical dancer. Today, I'm here with a semi-classical performance, which is a fusion of classical and semi-classical. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'm so grateful for that. Hope you all enjoy it. Thank you.
Dum
tirana gama gama ma gama ba ma ga sa ni sa dan tirana gama gama ma gama ba ma ga sa ni sa dan tirana gama gama ma gama ba ma ga sa ni sa come now follow my lead come now follow my lead
I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your body. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Bindaya. Thank you so much to all of you for coming out tonight and contributing to this very important conversation. It's just the beginning. They're just getting started. We want to, again, just welcome you and thank you. Continue this conversation. Again, if you took a palm card outside, you can scan that QR code and continue to stay in conversation with the commission members. I want to just, again, thank the commission, thank the Department of State, the governor's office, all of the folks here, elected officials. Thank you to my co-moderators, Angelica Kang and Ben Tapa. Ben, Angelica, any parting words? And thank you all. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining.